And it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM, GM. On this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Sep, and Mando. Tune in live at 10:30. And it's all on Rock Radio. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM, GM. Rock Radio.
Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up? Good morning, GMG. Monday, April 3rd, 2023. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Another beautiful week to have a beautiful week. Another beautiful month to have a beautiful month. And another beautiful quarter to have a beautiful quarter. And no, I'm just kidding. We already did the 1 year thing in January, but Q2, baby. It's new goals, same mission. Let's fucking go. I got my co-host in the house. Ovi, what's up? Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Ooh, dude, we're vibing.
It looks like it's always an echo when one of us speaks, like right at the beginning, and then it does stop. And Mando's not here this time, so.
I mean, you know, I think it is Mando because funny enough, today out of all days, we don't have any issues right off the bat, and he's not there. So I would like to argue that, you know, he might be the problem.
I think it was still Mando. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely still Mando. That's for sure. Yeah, see, still Mando. I mean, Mando is definitely the problem. Camera problems, audio problems. It's always Mando. You know, and he's not here right now. So, you know, makes you wonder. What
I was speaking to him maybe about 5 minutes before the show. He was like, I need help with my camera. And then he was like, I'm going to go have a shower. Oh, he must be back.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest that just joined us in the studio this morning for this incredible episode of Gem Web 3 on this beautiful Monday. Rektburger!
Man, thanks for covering for me there, OSF. That's pretty cool.
You know what's crazy though? Today you weren't there at the beginning and there was no audio issues. Crazy, right?
It was crisp.
Unbelievable.
Man, how you doing?
I moved apartments. I literally just got into my new apartment. I set it up quickly.
Oh, you moved to already?
Yeah, I nearly missed the show, if I'm honest. And I hadn't had a shower all day, so I just quickly went and had a shower. Yeah. And then
I swear to God, I'm not making it up. You're gonna hate me. No, it's good now. Every time you would speak, there was a sharp sound. That's crazy. How nice is the new place? How is it? Did you move over the weekend or just like this morning?
I moved about half an hour ago. So.
Oh, yeah, I forget. It's true. A time change like later for you, but that's wild. Okay. Yeah. That's nice though. That's pretty cool, right? You like the new place?
Nice. Yeah. I'm not going to dox, but yeah, it's nice.
Of course.
I have my own room now, so I can have my own podcasting room. So
there you go. There you go. And then you can make your own thingy just like us. Get some lights going so that we can see your face nice and crisp, you know?
Unfortunately, you will not see my daughter or hear my daughter anymore.
I'm sad. I'm not making it up, right, Ovi? Ovi's laughing. I'm not making it up.
Making what up? The sound.
I love how Jose is like, hey, leave Mando alone. No, I'm just playing. It is Monday. I mean, look.
I am this close to just leaving and leaving you two to do this show.
No. Hey,
I swear to God.
Wait, hold on. You can't do that.
You're like the content guy. So
yeah, exactly. You guys should be fucked.
You can't do that because you invited vhils on today. So,
I know. I am this close still.
So you can't do this to us because you got vhils on. But you know what? Wow, a first rage quit on the show would be something though. That could make for a good clip. So I don't know, but it is. I mean, look, on the other side, Mando, it could be worse. You could be living in Montreal where it's currently snowing like crazy. Looking outside my window, so you know, it could be a little worse. Could be a little worse.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful here. Beautiful here, as per always. Looking forward to having you guys.
Dude, next Monday, right? Next Monday is actually, wait, when do you get to New York? Because I fly next Monday evening. But I just realized New York is actually a week away. It's pretty exciting.
New York is a week away. Then
Austin.
then it's Austin, and then
VCon.
VCon. I don't know if I'm going to go to VCon, but I'll definitely be in Lisbon if you guys are going to come to Lisbon.
I love that. I mean, are we going to the non-fungible conference in Lisbon? I'm pretty sure we are. And by the way, if you're a holder of ours, I'm pretty sure you get like 90-something% off on the ticket. So get your tickets because we're going to be there big time. That's for sure. I actually can't wait. But first and foremost, we have Proof of People in New York, which we post over the weekend again. And then we have Austin Consensus. You guys are going to see the post going out all throughout the week on the Rugvito accounts because we got all the marketing material. So it's super exciting. It's going to be fun. I love the times where we finally get to be all together, and I'm excited for what you guys are going to do next week with the Rekt show, but I'm sure we'll have an episode where we talk about what's going on in New York later this week, or maybe we can do it on Monday or something. It could be fun. But anyways, Camila's saying no more baby girl crying and talking to us about the market. Sad face. Yeah. It is sad. It is a very sad day for the show as we've lost our honorary fourth co-host, and it's a very sad day for the show. But hopefully, we can have some sounds here and there, some exclusives. But anyways, let me send you a little co-host invite on the show. Without further ado, we should get right into it. Today on the show, let me see today's topics. DGen's market report as usual, macro, NFT, crypto, and weekend recap. New YugaLabs CEO first day starts today. Daniel Legre, leaves Activision Blizzard as CEO and joins YugaLabs. That was announced a while back, but today's actually day one. New day on the job. STUBS artist to reveal. Hell yeah! I'm pretty sure he already revealed himself, so I can post it now. But last night I couldn't, which is why I put that up. We're also giving away 2 tickets. 2 NFTs from the GQ3 drop. They're going to be joining us in the last 5-10 minutes of the show to give them away. I'm going to make the giveaway post soon. Basically, you're going to have to be tuned into the show in order to win the tickets, and also get you into the VIP event in New York. So speaking of NFT NYC, cool little collab we did with GQ real quick. And then Vils is going to join us as well to talk about his ephemeral, that's how you say it, eternal drop. I like that name, Ephemeral Ether drop. This is super cool. And then there's something else I wanted to mention. I forgot. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Daily Market Report. Brought to you by Rug Radio. Joseph, what's the word?
Yeah, hey guys, we had a really strong close to the week on Friday. We ended up 1.5, 1.6% in equities. We are opening like a small amount higher in the S&P 500 this morning, but a small amount lower in the Nasdaq. One thing I would say is I was looking at the year-to-date performances, and the Nasdaq is up 17% year-to-date in the first quarter of the year. That's actually the best performing quarter since the rebounding quarter post-COVID since 2020. So for the best performing quarter in the Nasdaq in the space of about 2 years, maybe I guess 3 years almost. So for anyone who was like bearish at the beginning of the year or is still bearish, I think when you get to a point where you get a whole quarter of very strong positive returns, you sort of have to reevaluate what you think, or reevaluate the thought process and as to what happened this year. So that was something that I thought was interesting, and obviously crypto has rallied in turn with that, given its correlation. But interest rates are lower today. We're down to like 3.99% on 2-year, 3.42% on 10-year. So there's a bit of an interest rate rally. And crypto is kind of unchanged. Like, we lost a bit of steam this weekend. We're right about 28K on Bitcoin, just below 1800 again now on ETH. Altcoins have actually done okay on some of them. Like ApeCoin has been strong. Blur has been strong. Arbitrum, we saw lose some steam over the weekend, and there were some reasons as to that. I think crypto is a little bit all over the place. I think Bitcoin still has maintained quite a high dominance. I think we're just below 48% there, but it seems like we lost a bit of steam over the weekend. We didn't really quite get the big weekend god candles we were hoping for. Traditional markets are strong. They're still very strong.
I mean, we got some nice candles on Friday. That was fun to watch, right? It was fun. When Mendo texts got candle incoming, I always get like tingling, and I go coin market cap, and I'm like, oh yes, let's go. And that's the text I like getting the most, I think, in the week, and it's always on Friday. Do you guys notice? It's always days on Friday.
Weekends are really good for crypto, but yeah, like it got around that 28.5 level on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like 1820, 1830 area.
You could feel it.
And then it hung around there, and then it
right?
didn't break through after 24 hours, and then it just dumped.
Was that here? It was on the first. Which day was it? I forgot. Was it here? That's the daily, right? Sorry, it's the daily. So it must have been. I'm wrong. So it's like mostly closer to like here. It's here. It's this one. Yeah. It was. Oh, sorry. That's the hourly. Here's the daily. My bad. There you go. That's more accurate. But that was fun. I do like seeing your text when it comes to Arbitrum. I mean, you're talking about it. It's trending here. Not for the right reasons per se. But that's down about 3 points, back to 118. But that was over the weekend. There was a lot of chatter about it on the timeline. Did you guys follow along a little bit of what happened with that?
Yeah,
briefly, vaguely. Yeah, you go ahead, Michael.
But
There's one for you. This one, isn't it? It's a classic one for you.
Well, I mean, I followed. I couldn't help out here, but I do like hospital passing. You know the vibes. But I did talk. I talked with Sobi like a lot over the weekend about this. And everything, because it was pretty much all we're talking about, aside from Nakamigos. Don't worry, we'll get to that too. But go on, Mando.
Yeah, so how it's been set up is there's off-chain labs, and then there's Arbitrum, which is its own DAO, and the Arbitrum Foundation. As most tokens do when they first start up, they the money is in the DAO, or in a DAO, and then it has to move to the more operational side of the business, so the foundation or off-chain labs. There was a vote to move around 750 Arbitrum tokens, which is equivalent about 750 million. 750 million. So that's equivalent around $750 million, given Arbitrum trades around one, to the I believe the foundation, and this is kind of standard for most tokens. Like Ethereum has its own foundation, which worked very similarly. Polygon has a huge amount in its foundation. Anyway, Arbitrum moved to do this, and I think they probably just thought it was going to be business as usual, voted through. Then there was just a lot of questions about it. So there were a lot of questions about where that money was going, who it was being given to, and a lot of people were looking into the idea that like it seemed to be going to random people, or that it would just be basically used as a slush fund by the original team. That vote actually got rejected by the DAO, even though it was meant to be basically walk in the park, or the original team thought it would go through quite easily. Now there was then some confusion afterwards, because the Arbitrum team said that actually this was just a vote to ratify something that was already happening. So apparently they were already spending some of that 750 million. And now it looks like there's going to be a new vote. I think I saw a headline today, or maybe last night, which is Arbitrum Foundation pledges new votes, no near-term ARB sales amid community revolt. So I think it's a little bit confusing whether they move to revote this, or they're going to put more restrictions on what they can do with the money. We know this from like Rug Radio, right? Like there are often, when you put together a framework, there are like fail safes, and sometimes you think you have more power than you do. It's really just a move to ratify something, and it looks like that was the case here. After that, a lot of people were pissed. So a lot of people started selling their Arbitrum. I think Arbitrum dipped just below $1. I just think it was a bit of it's difficult to say, because these are kind of like straw man arguments, or to say that it's not as bad as what other people do in the space, but it's not. Like, other people have acted far worse with these funds, in terms of the amount that get moved to the foundation very early on. So in that sense, it's not as bad as what other people in crypto have done. But I guess there were some questions about why 750 million tokens, why $750 million suddenly goes to the goes to basically the original team. So now I think they rebranded their special grants program. Now this is essentially a slush fund. It gets used to with other coins, and the general idea is that this gets used to help onboard people. This gets used to help onboard people. This gets used to help onboard.
Whoa. Oh, good.
Who was that?
I don't know. I guess it just brought Spaces bugged. It brought you up on stage and it was unmuted on your end. But we're good. It's not you. It's Twitter.
Yeah,
for real. It's actually not you. I don't want Mando to rage quit the show, so it's not Mando. It's actually,
what could I possibly have just done then?
It's not you. I said it's not you. But you know what? You're
eggshells here.
We are walking on eggshells here. Your assessment of Arbitrum is good and fair. I think the main criticism was, why didn't you do it pre-sale, like before, right? Like more like team allocation, whatnot. That was the main criticism. Of course, like the big CT accounts like took it to Twitter like pretty heavily and pretty like that was wild. I mean, Saka was all over it with the memes over the weekend. Look, memes are always pretty funny, not gonna lie, but it's they definitely took it to Twitter in a pretty big way. Gabriel AIDS and everybody. I mean, there was this one from Dejan Spartan. I'm sorry, the memes are so funny at times, but they took it there, and yeah. So actually, it never really dipped under $1. I think it touched like 110s, like something like that, but it was definitely down like over 10 points on like Friday, Saturday, Mando, over the weekend. But yeah. So it's they've addressed it. They've put a tweet out. Clarifying for those of you who are curious to know more about what's going on with Arbitrum and what the chatter this weekend was. But yeah, that was a very good. That was a really good breakdown. But yeah, I mean that was all on the second, right? That was all yesterday.
They will need these funds. Like one of the reasons why Polygon has been so successful, Matic, has been because they have a similar sort of fund, which basically Ryan Wyatt helps, I guess, with onboarding, and they will pay people to literally onboard onto Polygon. And there have been various brands over the last 12, 24 months, even NFT projects, we heard about Frank, which are basically paid to move onto the chain. And Arbitrum will have to fight in that environment. So
they're not doing anything that other teams aren't doing. The problem is, I guess, what people was the way they did this. And I think this tweet sums it up, right? It was like there was a vote against it and they ratified it and said, but we've already spent some of the tokens. It's not like they're spending it for what it's worth. I don't think it's to go into their pockets, right? Like they're actually but maybe, look, I don't know. I don't work at Arbitrum. We don't have a deal with Arbitrum and whatnot. But I asked around, I had a conversation with Sobi, a bunch of other people. Like I was just curious about this because obviously we operate as a DAO as well. So something that I found interesting to, that happened over the weekend. But yeah, so there was a lot of cover about it. I mean, sorry, it's just the memes, dude. Wow, people really, TDT really knows how to, how to take their memes. But yeah, it says update 15 hours ago on CoinDesk was the Arbitrum Foundation said it has no near-term plans to sell more ARB tokens. But yeah, that definitely was reflected on the market and its value of Arbitrum. But at the end of the day, I think what you saw go down on the timeline is also just proof that like people's voices do matter in a way, because I'm pretty sure that it did make a difference after the fact when everybody started talking about it on Twitter and voicing the fact that they were not happy about that and whatnot. But definitely rocky start on that front for sure. But I'm sure
there also looked to be some wild stuff where I'm only picked up on this before I was moving, but one of the ETH validators got rewarded $20 million worth of ETH last night.
What?
Yeah. There's something to do with like MEV bots where one of the validators was able to basically be rewarded $20 million in one block. Fubar just I think posted about it about an hour ago.
Wow.
But, I wonder if anyone's written.
That must be nice. I mean, I'd love to be rewarded $20 million, Vith.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, CoinDesk just wrote an article about it.
Yeah, I'm
Ethereum bot gets attacked for 20 million as validator strikes back.
Here you go. A sole validator got a $20 million block reward last night. How? By sandwiching the sandwich bots. Flashbots, the private mempool provider, many MEV bots used to send private text bundles, had a bug where block producers could see texts before submitting the block. Wow. That is wild. This is crazy. So Sam CZ-san posted about it. You can check it out on Twitter as well. But that is wild. You can actually check the block and everything, and that is crazy. Oh my God, $20 million. That is so they explain it pretty well here on Fubars. I'm gonna go to Twitter and I'm gonna pin it for y'all to check it out. But that's Mando, this is crazy.
I know. This is a strange world that I don't really think the NFT space really touches that much. But
no, I pinned it. But it's good that we talk about it because there's like so much more going on. Like, and us and our 25,000 active traders. It's good to talk about the broader crypto ecosystem. I think
there's basically just MEV. I think it stands for maximum extraction value or extractable value, but it's basically just a way that different validators validate the transactions, and you can make different amounts by how you order them, or how you include or exclude different ones in each block. And seemingly there was a way here, and validate. This is what validators do to like maximize their returns. Seemingly there was a way here that you could, I don't know, go around what other people were doing with their own MEV strategies and get $20 million. So something wild.
Yeah, I mean this thread is interesting. You guys should all just look at it. It's not like he explains it pretty well and posts everything, but that is it. Look, people in the space, man. There's a lot of big brains out there. And it's crazy because if I'm not mistaken, something that could have been. He says it could have been patched very easily, but that person it says the patch itself is as simple as the vulnerability is. Now MEV boost relay will refuse to return a transaction if the block was not successful since a network. Then just for good measure, it delays the response by a second too. But it's actually wild that someone managed to figure this out and like extract $20 million out of that. But anyways, that is wow. That's crazy, man, though. So I guess we'll see more of on that front. And also we'll be following what goes down with Arbitrum as well. But I think the people really want us to talk about NFTs, and I think I know why they really want us to talk about NFTs right now. So let's get right into that.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, so there was only really one thing to talk about.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, it's just Nakamigos. I think when we had this show on Friday, they were trading at 0.3, right? They'd gone up to 0.4 and then went down to 0.3, and we said on the show, look, this is the other moment where they run to 1 or they go back to 0. And they're strong. They ran all the way. So consolidation phase, and then it consolidated at 0.4, consolidated at 0.5, then consolidated at, just kept consolidating higher. It looks like people did a every day on them yesterday, and now it looks like he's going to do another one today. And that was this final shoot up to like 0.8 area. And what else did I say? Yeah, just a bunch of big trades. Like the big accounts in them are people like Mooncat, Anonymix, and Cry Barrett. I think Cry Barrett's now the largest holder. Feels like a lot of people just got involved basically over the weekend. I think the holder count went up to roughly 30% unique owners, and that was at 25%. So definitely a lot of new wallets coming in, just everywhere on the timeline. Some hot takes, but both sides. Like I think people are confused about like what's happened, and confused about why this has done well and other things have done badly. But at the same time, we've seen this so many different times. Like when people get behind a collection and they like it and they like the style. I mean, over the last year, we had Goblins go up to like, what, 6 ETH on something like that. We've seen
Goblins went to 9 ETH, bro.
Oh, really? We saw several mints along that over that year that went up kind of 2+ ETH. So I'm not going to put a lid on this in any way. It does feel as though 1 ETH is a magnet given the bets that seem to have been
Are
placed.
you kidding me, bro? 1 ETH is a magnet. The guy said that he will get my face tied on his ass and that he wants Beeple to design it, and he found the artist. I was just texting Beeple just now. I hit him up and I showed him what he said. It's crazy. I mean, yo, this is the best timeline in 2023 right now. I'm absolutely loving this. I have no Nakamigos except for my honorary, which I'm super grateful for. So thank you, whoever the Nakamigos team is. I appreciate that. But
Well, it's the same team that was behind MFers.
But no,
No,
MF
it's the same dev. It's not the same team.
same dev. Yeah.
Yeah.
But West Coast devs do a lot of.
West
lot
Coast
of
is like a isn't it like they were doing with Rich? Like they've done a lot of mints. Like in 2021, they were one of the main people. Like it's look, when I saw Nakamigos put the hype train behind it and start tweeting about it every day, you know when a Nakamigos 2311 is tweeting about shit. Sometimes you just gotta follow him. I don't know for how long, but you can be in and out, catch a little lick here and there. I mean, Ovi, let's talk about Nakamigos for a minute. I mean, not all the time. I only saw, not every project for what it's worth. But
He behind a few. He definitely goes behind a few, but yeah, there was a lot of big
Mooncat, when Mooncat starts writing these threads, like fucking 30-part threads about his thesis on Nakamigos when it was just like 24 hours old, that's when you just, sometimes, write a coattails of these people doesn't hurt. But point being, look, wow. I mean, where do we even start with Nakamigos? I mean, I know that I've shared on the show before and I will continue to share because, by the way, shout out to Workacut, the guy who said he'll tattoo my face on his ass. He's just been a great sport. On the timeline, I do want to give him a shout out for that. So, we made it a beautiful image. Nakamigos hit 1 ETH, getting tattoo of Farouk's ass on my face. And then,
Farouk's ass on his face, did you say? He said it the wrong way around.
I want to see that. I want to see that at 2 ETH.
It's recorded. This episode is recorded.
A tattoo of my ass on his face. Wait, that definitely doesn't sound right. But yes, that's what I'm saying.
Sounds fine to me.
So yesterday, people posted this.
A rec guy. It's a rec guy.
Yeah, when you post that at first, because I didn't see Beeple's post, I saw yours. And then I was like, you did it on like Midjourney or whatever. I know you love your AI. And then I went to Beeple's account. I was like, oh shit, like this is actually Beeple, because I thought at first it was you fucking around, like creating something for jokes when you said the red guy. And so Beeple posted this, and then he followed with, lol. Okay, so how about if you crazy mofos can get this to 1 ETH floor, I will do chapter 2 of the Nakamigos saga. P.S. I own 0, just a dude sitting in the bleachers drawing pics. And so this morning it was at point 71. And let me see on Blur right now. I mean, they're still trending. It's absolutely crazy. Oh my God. The Nakamigos floor is 0.87 ETH right now.
Yeah, I think it touched 0.9.
What?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You can't put a lid on this stuff. Like I don't know.
Wait, to 1 ETH? How many left to 1 ETH? It's about 747 units. Can you guys stop listing them under 1 ETH? I mean, what are you guys doing here? Listing at 0.94. You're supposed to delith. Delith your Nakamigos. Everybody, what are you all doing? You're supposed to delist them Nakamigos and let them run to 1 ETH so that we can have the tattoo, you know? Holy shit, man. This is absolutely crazy. People did follow with. Also, I realize this is real money. So if you're not in the position to fuck around and find out, please don't. Of course, I think that's fair to say. I do want to mention that on the show too for those who are listening in. Just because people said that doesn't mean it's going to happen and you should run through it. And then he says, okay, Jesus fucking Christ, LOL. Just to be even more clear, I don't even know anyone who owns these, so I'm not trying to pump my friends' bags either. So why did I do this? As you probably gathered by now, I'm personally not remotely a DJ myself. I invest in boring shit. I believe in long-term and then sit on it for years. But sometimes I like to live vicariously off of your crazy DJ energy. And this is how I feel too about it. I mean, Manda, Ovi, I know we already talked about a little bit last week. We were like, look, like we just love to see these things happen in the space. It's like, it's fun, right? A bunch of people, even the people, if you're selling now, and by the way, if you're sitting on a big bag and you up a lot, you know, you can always take some profits on the way up, right? It doesn't hurt. And then moon back some of it. It's wild. This is crazy, guys. I mean, damn. It's.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's. I can see why people have seen it both ways. Like clearly, this was like you said, some of the big influencers, the guys who kind of swing trade stuff, was involved early, and then they did the whole. It really went off after they did the honoraries. But at the same time, like as we spoke about in the chat last week, like what do you really want? What projects do you actually want to be successful here? Are we just annoyed because are people just annoyed because like a project has gone up? Like I look back at all the successful projects and I just go like, well, Bored Apes Pranksy 1,500 of them, like 1,500. If you were in CryptoPunks, I'm sure there was a ton of early whales. Same with Doodles, there was a bunch of people got given to honoraries. Bored Apes again was given to was honoraries. This feels in some ways more organic than some hyped project coming in and being like a 2 ETH floor. Like it feels more organic than that. But at the same time, it does slightly feel as though that, you know, this is kind of more like a meme style project or a project which is, I don't know, all about the vibes, all about the 8-bit art, all about the.
This is crazy.
And you just can't. Either way, you just got to be like, look, let it happen. I think it's great that people are winning off of early mints. I think this is actually kind of reminds me of like 2022's version of Cryptodes.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, it's true.
If this had been a raging bull market, I reckon Nakamigos would be at like 10 ETH. You know what I mean?
Well, chill on the 10s, but I get what you're saying. Like you're
you know
right.
what I mean? Like it's got that feeling about it. It's like, oh my god, everyone's getting involved.
Like in the bull market, this shit would have been sent. Like
it's absolutely sent.
Obliterated. Like it would have been like bull market Nakamigos. You'd be looking 3 to 5 ETH range for sure. But and look, it is also a 20,000 collection. You know, we've been saying 20K is not little. You know, I know other collections are 20K.
Interesting though, this one it just has a 27% or 28% unique ownership ratio, which is extremely, extremely low.
That's very low. That's why people got upset about it though, because it looks like there's a ton of whales, which there are. Like no one's not saying that there aren't whales. Like multiple people own more than 100. So then you just have to be wary. Like,
hold on, whoa. After talking to Dr. Solomon Gax and how much that's 14.69 ETH sale.
Looks right.
What do you reckon here? Are people going to be licking their wounds in a few weeks, or is this going to have the legs to keep going?
The thing is, the Nakamigo reply guys got aggressive over the weekend. I don't know if you saw. So I'm not saying anything. I think that you cannot put a lid on something like this because it feels like Cryptodes, right? It can go to pretty much any level. Same with Goblins. Of what I have seen about what's been successful over the last year, it's actually been more founder-centric projects, like projects where they're like active family, like community members. So I don't know if there's going to be now like a founder team which gets established, or maybe like a strong holder team that helps build the community. Because I think that's needed. Like arguably that's kind of what the failing was for Goblin Town, and that's what the failing was for some of these other, like same with Cryptos. Like they didn't really have that that same level of really engaged founder, like a Sappy Seals or a Pudgy Penguins have been successful, or D-Gods have been successful for that reason. So maybe you get some like really strong characters who kind of come out of this, or maybe the team like reveals himself a bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I think this could go to literally any level, but I could also this could go down very, very quickly because it doesn't have that same level of structure as other projects, right?
The thing is, we don't know, right? Like, what if it hits 1 ETH and like the founders decide to dox themselves, and next thing you know, it's like that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, very, very unknown. But
you know what happens when they dox? Like the whole Goblin Town thing, you could argue that once like it became a thing,
right,
when it lost. And I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying like that mystery. That, you know how people say like as soon as you drop actual utility, shit hits zero. Like, you know, like it's like as soon as you actually start producing something, like I think Nakamigos, a lot of the lore, it's around the lore of it. So I'm just scrolling through. If you're on YouTube right now, I'm just
going through the projects that have done one over the last year. Kang Pai Pandas, Pudgy Penguins, Sappy Seals, D-Gods, arguably even Rekt Guy. Like, it's more about active founding members helping with community building and maybe like pushing the brand. This is not like that. This is more like the sort of project where it needs to keep that momentum going. So I kind of hope that they build a structure around it pretty quickly, because it does feel as though there are a lot of like core guys involved, right? So they maybe that does well, but the projects which haven't done that have tended to not keep the meme like momentum going. So, like I said, I think this could go a lot higher, but for it to not go lower, I think they need to be relatively quick about building like a structure around it.
What's the bid on the okay, so the 1 ETH bids now on the honoraries. Wow, Danny and Coz have been listed for days. Really? Do you think the honorary gets lifted for 3.8 ETH bid on the honorary from Kazamo? What's Danny's at? Let's see what Danny's bid. Got one ETH bid on Danny's. So because what happened with the Toads is that the honorary sent as well early on. So they were selling for like 20, 30, 40 ETH. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's similar, right? Similar.
Yeah, I mean, this one, look, someone wants to put an offer on this one for, let's say, like 420.69 ETH. I hear it's the best honorary of the collection. You know, it's totally not because it's mine. But yeah, it's number 10. You know, number 10, like iconic number in football, like Zidane. Come on, you know, like stuff like that. Messi. So, you know, it is a number.
Influencers trying to get out of honoraries is probably one of the worst things imaginable.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite things in the whole space.
I actually don't disagree with that, personally speaking. But again, you shouldn't be forced.
I've seen it a few times for this one, but
yeah,
it's one of those ones you go like.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna get out of it, at least like sweep the fuck out of that same floor.
Yeah.
I think that's what G-Money,
right?
Yeah. I personally sent mine to my vault. Like, I sent all the Onos because I thought it was so funny. This weekend I transferred it over. And I had it listed for 420.69.
Right.
Obviously,
that's funny, right? Not
right.
like
I need to relist it. It's just when I
you need to relist it lower, mate. Like, try and get it sold.
Yeah, you and Danny should just like, you know.
No, I mean, look,
undercut each other.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even sell the honorary for 10 ETH. Are you kidding me? This is iconic.
Exactly. Just don't sell honoraries.
18 grand, man. 18 grand can buy you a lot these days.
It went to the vault. You know. But anyway, so that's the big story, right? I think that's kind of like the only story of the weekend. You know, it was a lot of on the CT side, it was all over Arbitrum, and on the NFT side. So on one side of Twitter, they were having huge conversations about governance and the ARP tokens and everything. And on one side of the other side of the spectrum, we were talking about the Nakamigos. And you know what I love is that even though I don't have like skin in the game, technically, I do have skin in the game through the tattoo, and I'm having so much fun with it. And I do want to give again another shout out to Work a Cut. He's just been such a good sport. Like, he's just so fun. If you're in the audience, like, request. Yeah. If you're in the audience, and if not, come tomorrow. If you hear this, I'm sure your Nakamigos are probably tagging him right now in the Discords or whatever, or Twitter or chats, whatever. I'm sure they're all over it. So definitely come through. Definitely come through. We're fans. We're friends. It's funny. Last week at 0.23 when it dipped from 0.5 to like 0.2, a lot of people were saying it's over. Like the music's done. I was like, dude, I have a feeling this weekend's gonna like the weekend pumps. You cannot underestimate weekend pumps in NFTs. Like they're crazy. The Friday, Saturday pumps. Remember bull market? Shit was crazy on Friday, Sat, right? And then you have like a pullback, like somewhat Sunday, Monday. The reason there's a pullback on this, obviously, is Beeple. Like when people starts making it every day and then tweets like, if this hits, like
he puts himself in some dangerous positions here. This happened with him in Goblin Town. Like people get annoyed at him for some of this stuff, and I feel like I really like people, and I really like him doing the everydays. But like him doing something like that, you just know that it could backfire so easily on him for doing. Like remember all the crap he got for Goblin Town, just like by putting out an everyday out on Goblin Town. Sometimes I just feel like people just, he doesn't realize how much people are going to go after him if whatever he does for those everydays.
Yeah, it's I remember, at least that's why I guess he probably like started tweeting about it and was like, oh shit.
I know. I think that's exactly what he did. He tweeted it and then he was like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, that's why he has like 3 tweets. Right? He's like, oh yeah. Also, because the poor guy is probably getting like accused of like X, Y, and Z, like crazy.
Exactly the same. It's literally Goblin Time round 2.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that happened this weekend, right? Somebody dumped a ton of CryptoPunks again. It was the same person.
It was OTC. It's Punks OTC.
I know. I think it's somebody else. I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Punks OTC.
Is it like an alt for him? It's not his main account. It's not his main account.
I'm pretty sure he operates under 2 accounts. Punks OTC like 1 and 2. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're. But I'm pretty sure I saw.
It could be him. Either way, it's like which set them below 60 ETH.
Mm-hmm.
DGods, they ran up to above 10 ETH just after the migration, and then dipped. I think they're below 8 now. I think they're 7-ish.
787, yeah.
Yeah.
See what
which is kind of the classic thing. Like as soon as liquidity comes in, people were using this as maybe a liquidity event. Whales were buying the top. It just kind of felt like that sort of timeline, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean 775 Sol on Magic Eden. What's Sol at? I always call Sol around $20, right? So let's just do 20.
So apparently the DGods on Magic Eden are higher because there's that tax, right? Whatever it's called, paper hands.
Bridge tax.
You
don't have to say the other B word because now it's actually bridge tax, so you're fine. So you're actually, but yeah, I mean, look, it's normal. Like as soon as ran, I think they're almost all migrated. Seems on Magic Eden, there's 1,800 units left over there. It ran to 11 ETH. It was part again the weekend, right? It was the hype. It was a weekend. It was like great experience. They were giving a BTC DGOD away. They were hyped. They were on spaces and everything, and that's normal. There's somewhat of a pullback happening right now. It's happening. What was funny in that tweet about it this weekend, it was funny to see all the Sol MFers enter ETH, and then you had like the decimals. They were undercutting each other down to like the 5th number. I thought it was hilarious. Now they stopped kind of, except for this one person here, but I thought it was hilarious. But it's normal. Look, but what was interesting is something Punk 9059 had mentioned. There was not a lot of bids. You could almost see it coming. It's not like a knock or anything. It's just like, I'm just saying, like there was not a crazy amount of bids. So there was now there's a lot at 770 and 769. There's respectively 760 and 865 size bids. So there's about 17,000 ETH in bids, total bid value on Blur. But it was like you could see when it was at 11, like the bids were like absent. Like there was really very few bids, and so a normal pullback. But again, like look, like they're on here again. Now I guess they're still like one of the top projects, right? They would come right after. And again, also I saw on the NFT side as well. Luca tweet, it was 1 year since the acquisition of the Pudgy Penguins. I thought that was a great thread for those of you who are curious about. For those of you who are curious about that, that's also something that went down this weekend. I thought it was a really good thread. I'm gonna pin it at the top. I shared it. So big congrats to Luca because that was a very successful takeover when you think about it. But besides that, also Captainz, Mando. Captainz was the big winner, big gainer this weekend. Big gainer aside from Nakamigos, which we know it's left, front, right, and center of the NFT space at the moment. But
so they've got a token coming out, right? So I think they've got a lot of speculation about when that's going to be dropped and who that's going to go to. But that whole ecosystem I think is up is up about 20% in the last week. Looks like on DGens. So
I know it's impressive. Here you go. If I put, you want me to put what? Let's do 7-day gainers and let's do by floor change. There you go. Nakamigos, of course, and then I think
you can put like minimum. You can. Oh yeah, there's been some moving some random ones, but
yeah. A lot of movement, though. I mean, proof jump. Proof had some.
Proof bounced off around 10. Yeah.
The Genesis boxes from Doodles bounced because there was, I think they're finally revealed, if I'm not mistaken, over the weekend. It was on the 31st, so that's Friday. And then, oh, nice. But hold on, I'm looking through the mid. Yeah, Campai Pandas bounced. Moonbirds bounced a little bit because they were almost dipping under 3, right? Moonbirds, clones, and Doodles. When we were left the show on Friday, there was quite some chatter there. So that bounced, and I'm trying to see where the usual suspects are, like Doodles and whatnot, but I can't find. The Squiggles had a little dip. They bounced also. They went under 90, under 10s, but they're right back over now. But yeah, I guess that's about it on that front. It should be an interesting week. I mean, Azuki's still hovering in the 14 ETH region. VFriends dipped under 3 ETH. I don't think I'd seen them under 3 ETH in a long time. I know we don't talk about them that often on the show, but I think that was they were holding pretty strong. I was curious because I was following that around the last few months. I was just curious about it, and so it seems like that that under 3, and then Doodles. So yeah, Doodles are 320 still, and then clones. I don't even know where clones are at the moment, honestly.
Clones are at 3.
Are they?
Yeah.
Roughly 3. Wow, that's crazy. But that's about it on that front. I'm just scrolling through because I know. The Jack Butcher Eco had a bounce as well. The chat
had a bounce, but then I think after Nakamigos took over, it's. Yeah.
I mean, when we're like just 25,000 active traders, if even, and then you have one project that's really like taking over. Like you were seeing, for example, DGOS the other day had the narrative. Some people were flooring their mutants to like buy DGOS. It was crazy. Like people just like move funds around, right? And then they consolidate. That's why it's like the bullish case on like some of the.
It's hot potato, isn't it? Just move from one project to the next project to the next.
That's what it is, right? And you know, people trying to get liquidity where they can and where there is the liquidity. So obviously, some people are probably taking it on around here on the Nakamigos, but it's look. Like it's we'll have to see it, right? I keep following I keep going back to looking at the floor price to see where we're at. That people push was not hard enough. We need another one. We need like I don't know. We need like YugaLabs to tweet about Nakamigos right now. Just kidding. But yeah, speaking of which, just quickly, I guess the quick note on that and the quick news was that Daniel Allegre is set to start today. Obviously we've been talking about Yuga a lot in the last few weeks because they've also had like news after news after news after news after news and a lot of updates coming on their front. And so it seems that Daniel Allegre will be starting today. So there's nothing more to report on that whatsoever. I mean, we've already talked about Daniel Allegre at length when we were talking about him coming into the space, but yeah, that's important to point out. I think it's interesting to see where that will go next, right? They have a new CEO at the helm of the company, and I think it will be big. There's a good article about this. If for those of you who are curious, if you go on Lucky Trader, they wrote about it here, share on the screen, but they kind of like explained, you know, what they've got coming up, who he is, what he's done before, you know, his like even his degree at Princeton, Harvard, and everything that he's done, and you know when he was at Blizzard. But what's interesting again was that he was at Google for 16 years, and when he was Google's global head of partnerships, I thought we pointed that out also when he joined. I thought that was interesting part as well. So obviously someone coming into the space at the helm of the biggest company in the space, but that also has a lot of experience prior to that. But anyways, so that's about it. But anyways, all right, so we have a few things more to do and to cover. Of course, I see With Hearts. He was on stage. I see him in the studio. We'll get to With Hearts in a second, who's our second artist for Stubs, which is super cool. And then we also have the GQ ticket giveaway. But first, I know, where's hold on. I don't see. Is Vils here, Mando? I want to bring him up. I don't think I see Vils in the. Oh, there he is. I'll shoot you a quick invite, Vils, if you want to bottom left of the Twitter Spaces request to speak. Just quickly wanted to have Vils on. Vils, friend of the show, good homie. I mean, always down to come on the show and chat with us. So definitely want to talk to Vils about what he's got coming up. So I did. Oh, there he is. What's up, Vils? Amanda, let me get you back up on here too.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good night. I'm good. I'm in Korea right now.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I really want to go out there. I've never been. It's like one of my dreams. How is it over there?
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. A lot of interesting people and projects going on here. I'm a bit jet lagged though, but it's really, really interesting. I would say.
What are you doing out there? What have you been doing for the last few months? You've barely been.
Yeah, I mean, like things got back to a lot of projects and a lot of traveling, working on different projects. I just opened a piece in Pyongyang, which is a town in the south part of South Korea. And it was an interesting project. So I just opened it yesterday, and then I'm going back to Miami to finish a project, a wall that I'm working on, and then back to Lisbon, and then we can hang out again. Hopefully.
What's the project in Miami? You've been back there a few times, right? How big is this mural that you're doing?
It's quite of a big one. It's in Palm Beach, so it's not really Miami. But I've been working on it for like the last 2 weeks, and then I just had this project here to open, and yeah, it's, I would say 30 meters long, by 7-8 heights, and yeah, so been a lot of carving, a lot of work on that wall.
That's crazy. Just so people know, 30 meters long means 100 feet.
Yeah.
Feet.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Sorry.
No, don't worry. I'm Euro too, so I only understand meters. I have no understand what a foot is to this date. But just for people to understand the size of this work that Vils is putting out, 100 feet long. That's pretty cool. So Mando, I mean, you were telling us about Vils' new project coming out. Vils, I mean, look, we're big fans of the show, that's for sure. We've had Vils before on the show as a special guest. So if you go back to our, it wasn't YouTube yet at the time, but if you go back
a year ago, right? I think it was a year.
Yeah, right. I mean, you were one of the first artists we had on, but if you go back to our Spotify or Apple, or you just Google Vils, GM Web3, yada yada yada, you probably find that the full artist spotlight we did. But Vils, talk to us about this drop you got coming on.
Thank you. The first time I came on the show and we talked about layers at the time. So it's been a very interesting project. I've been working very closely with the community, and I mean, the project has been going on for a while. We are about to launch a burning mechanism where people can convert the NFT that they interact with into a print and even an original. But this is something we're working on. But the work has been intense, and the team has been working hard to put it out, and it's been a very interesting project. But on the continuation of all these projects that we dedicated so much time to, we really tried to start a new phase with Ephemeral Ether, which is a platform that will help and work with artists to release new projects, and we'll create Mint Pass that basically will give access to not just the Ephemeral Eternal drops that we've been doing, working for a year now, but also to the 4 projects that I'm dedicate fully my life to. Which one is the studio, my own studio, and you'll be able to get an original work of mine, depending on the tier of the Mint Pass you get, but also free claim for an edition that I will release during this year, and you'll get a yearly screen print that I will do every year that you'll be able to get it. I also run a gallery called Underdogs, which works with artists in Lisbon, but also up and coming artists, but also international artists like Shepard Fairey, Pantone, some names that are very meaningful to the urban art scene. And with that, we want to give people access to get discounts on pieces, but also have access to pre-sales of editions, which sold out very quickly. And we have kind of a problem with bots buying a lot of the prints, and they sold out pretty quickly. So this Mint Pass will give you access to buy any edition we release 24 hours before. And also pre-openings, visits to the studio.
Sick.
And then on the other side, we have the festival we organized in Lisbon every year. That Mando is gonna play there very soon. He promised me he's gonna perform.
Apparently, I've got
what?
He said, apparently I've got a performance coming. It's like a hip hop slash urban festival, which is like really cool. It's in this like,
that. Are you kidding me? That is right down your alleyway.
I know. I mean, it is. I actually like music a lot, but not really performing. Ed Mos Def playing last year, which is pretty cool. And it's huge.
Can you remind me that that's not close to the NFC, right?
In September or October, right? But basically,
yes.
It's awesome. It's like this huge. It's one of the biggest festivals in Lisbon. It's like this. It's just outside. Well, not really just outside Lisbon, but in like a more industrial area of Lisbon, in this kind of this old industrial area, and like multi-complex. Yeah, bunch of NFT art there. A bunch of people play. It's worth coming to. Like, it's really, really worth it. I think it's gonna be. There was a lot of NFT artists displayed last year. They had like a gallery part to it. So if you want to come to that, it's definitely worth being in Lisbon at that time.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's so
Thank you,
cool.
man. Yeah. Just last year we had like 200 acts in total between artists, musicians, performers, and we also have a social aspect to it. So we involve communities around the festival, and it's really like a festival that we try to have an impact on the city. So with this Mint Pass, we'll also have free tickets, and access to the day before the festival and the gatherings that we are preparing. So basically, we are creating a Mint Pass for 100 people only. So all 100 limited. They have 3 tiers, and basically, what we want to start here is to really create a relationship with people that support us on all the projects we do, but also bridge them to the physical world activities that we do. So yeah, that's basically the idea. You have all the info on my pins posts on my profile, and you can pin it.
Hold on.
Oh.
All good.
Hello.
We're all good.
All good. Okay.
It's Twitter's fault. It's not Mando. It's Twitter's fault.
I think I pinned it at the top.
No, I'm playing. By the way, just for those who are not familiar, and I know people on the you were getting some flowers on the YouTube stream, but vhils is arguably, and I know he won't say it himself, he probably hates that I'm going to say that, one of the biggest and most important like mural artists like on the planet. Like we're talking Shepard Fairey, Banksy level. Like we're talking up there. And I was sharing on the screen this last artwork they did in Japan with such a gallery, which is super cool. And so I like the fact that you're making this like Mint Pass for like your work, because I know you just mentioned what happened last time with the stuff, and I think it's cool that you're giving people access to like through some of your physicals and whatnot through this Mint Pass, which at the end of the day, like it's like one of the best use cases in my opinion for NFTs, right? It's like priority access and whatnot. So and so I think this is really interesting, vhils, and again, congrats. When Mando said that you were going to chat about this on the show this morning, it was exciting because really big fan of your work over here, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
I would recommend looking at his Instagram. He does wild stuff all over the world, but yeah, it's cool that you're going to you're continuing the arc with NFTs and who knows, maybe Stubs Mint down the line at some stage.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
I mean, listen.
It's gonna happen.
Listen, Stubs would be great, but yeah, definitely check out vhils on it. It's vhils. It's a verified account with 500,000 followers. So definitely have a look at that. And again on Twitter too. And excited. So Vils, just quickly before we go, remind us maybe the dates and whatnot for this drop.
Yeah, so you have the link with all the details of the drop. It's going to happen on the April 5th. So from where I am tomorrow, but it's going to be in 2 days. And well, it's going to be the goals mint pass. It's going to be a Dutch auction, and it will start at 4 p.m. GMT. Then it's followed by the silver mint pass, which will go from the 6 to 8 p.m. After, and you have the whitelist there as well. And then for the concrete mint pass, which is the regular mint pass, will be from 8 to 10 for the whitelist. And the general sales will start from 10 p.m. GMT on the 5th of April. You can register for the whitelist on the website. We're having quite a big of a demand, but feel free to sign up and check everything. And I mean, this is just us trying to keep up and really bring all the universe of things that we do to Web3. So yeah, I'm excited about this.
I love
Thank
that.
you, guys.
Well, congratulations, Vils, and excited for everything you've got coming up.
Thank you.
Are you back in Lisbon for NFC Lisbon?
Oh,
yes, I will.
Sick.
I will. So we'll be together. We'll be together. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna do something together.
Oh, Seth's gonna be in town then. So we can hang out then.
That is super cool. Well, Vils, thanks for coming.
Finally.
Excited to finally meet you in Lisbon.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a good one, Vils. Appreciate you.
You too. Bye.
So, quick little update on the Nakamigos side. Are you telling me that honorary sold?
Apparently, the Naka by Cosimo sold.
Let's see. Let's go. I think
someone just put that in the comments.
Hold on. I think you're right. I think you are right. Yeah. It's not. No way.
What price?
10 ETH, apparently.
It sold. It fucking sold. Oh wait, the Keth Samard one had sold for 10 ETH as well an hour ago.
Why would you buy that? Like, I don't know. Like, who's buying this shit? You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Everyone's trying to get out now.
It is just crazy.
Your favorite. We were quiet there because Farouk's like, let me just list this a little bit lower.
No, you know what's insane? You know what's insane though? You know what's insane though? And now I'm not telling you 10 ETH, but you know what's crazy though?
How good your one looks.
No, but
let's chill it. Come on, let's chill it on the show.
No, what's crazy is because it's someone said I would have bought the OSF honorary. The thing is, if Cosimo and Kath Samard sell it, it's perfect. They're allowed to. If I go and sell an Nakamigo honorary for 10 ETH, it's
you're not allowed to sell things.
That's the people Farouk conspiracy going down.
Yeah. It's like, But I did listen. I did text people though.
Oh God.
I told him. I said, look at this tweet because work a cut. I'm DMing back and forth with him, the person who said they would tattoo, me on their butt. And he said, I've got alarms set today with sale notifications, and I've already picked the artist. Just need people to design the tattoo since this is his fault. So I texted the link to people of this tweet, and he said 1,000% I will draw this.
Well, let's fly him out to Charleston, and let's get
so his ass tattoo could be doing this. And I'm also getting the memo from 420.eth, which is the person that his wife said that she'll take one for the team and do it with him because she doesn't want him to go down alone. So shout out to the supportive wives that are in here, fully into that. So it's absolutely crazy. Wow. Well, that's your little update. But anyways, quick. I'm gonna bring to the studio my man, the homie with hearts. What's up, GM? How you doing?
GM, how's it going? Can you hear me good?
Hell yeah, we can hear you good. We can see you.
Awesome.
With hearts. Hearts is the man who is our second artist for the Rug Radio Stubs. I'm super excited to present With Hearts as a second artist here to work with us on the Stubs. So the mint, of course, like the burn period ended over the weekend at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time last night to get your what was it? The GDR piece, right? To get the GDR piece.
I don't understand. People didn't burn enough. The floor on the GDRs is like 0.2.
Yeah. People didn't burn enough, so only 72 single editions were minted out, and then the branded one, which was 3 stubs for 1 piece, there was 50 of them, right? So that means 150 burnt here and 72, so it was 200 something. So there's 900 stubs. I guess people are holding on to those stubs, Mando. They're trying to,
this is gonna fly. I'm telling you right now.
Listen, if we could just like
I'm not gonna pump anything actually, but like I look at that and I think, oh wow, like that's the genesis.
That's the genesis. Look, we can just up the burn rate, right? That's the beautiful thing. And like we said, we're going to be playing a lot of games. But With Hearts, you are this week's featured artist. I love it. It's called Rektburger. That is the name of the piece. And if you look, closer, Rektburger instant service here, rugs here, Cope Deluxe. A quarter pound, 100% beef. I don't know if you saw that earlier, Mando, but
oh wow, I love that.
I can't zoom. Oh, my bad. It breaks down when I try to zoom in on the stream. Sorry, but this is an awesome art piece. I guess while we're at it, the code for today's stubs is Rektburger. The name of the piece, Rektburger, Rektburger. So rug.fm/stubs. You know the drill. Every single day, we're giving out free mint passes on the show. 100 a day, 150 on the Mondays because it's a little more. And then at the end of the week, from Friday at the end of the show until Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every single week, same model. You can burn X amount of mint passes, so stubs for 1 piece of artwork. Of course, the amount of burns required is always up to the artist. So With Hearts is going to tell us how many burns for 1 piece, and it seems to be 3. And so With Hearts gets to pick, and on and on and on. And that's how it is with every single artist. They pick how many stubs burned. So at the end of this week, you'll be able to burn 3 stubs for its awesome photo. But first, this allows us also to put the highlight on different artists once a week. And today, the artist is the man himself, With Hearts. So With Hearts, GM, how are you doing? And then talk to us about, give us a little TLDR about yourself. Who is With Hearts?
GM. Yeah, it's early here in Seattle. Just drank my coffee, but yeah, thanks for including me on this awesome new stubs thing. I'm a photographer for the last 10 plus years. Was day one on Instagram. So back in the day, helped grow the photo community and did things like photo meetups, different stuff with the founders back then. And then also done commercial work for Apple and Lincoln, a bunch of other car brands. And then got into Web3. I think it was the beginning of 2021. My friend JN Silva reached out to me and was telling me, JN, he was telling me all about, you should hop in Clubhouse. I think I listened to a couple Clubhouses and then just dove in and started listening to like the Oh Shiny show back in the day and a bunch of other fun stuff. And so been in the space and grew some fun collectors like VVD and some other awesome people. So yeah, just grateful to be included. So thank you.
It's awesome. We're grateful that you're down to be part of this. I love that you added the I freaking love it. Let me pin this tweet to the top, and you know what to do, eh? If you're in the audience, give With Hearts some love, of course, on the photo. But do you want to talk about the?
Sure. Yeah. So the photo is shot here in Seattle. There's a famous burger place called Dick's Burgers. If you're ever in Seattle, you ought to get it. And so I photoshopped, instead of Dick's, I did like the vintage type, made it look rugs, kind of points to come this way, and then added Rektburger and Cope Deluxe. And it was a fun shot. It was a 63 Corvette that someone was just in the parking lot with, and I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, do you mind putting your card right here for the shot. He's like, loved it. And so, I got that shot and then kept that in the recently. And so, yeah, turned out really cool, I think. And then also everyone that burns to redeem this also gets an airdrop. I don't know if you click into the thread, it'll show.
Let me get it right. And if you, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So everyone that burns to redeem also gets sent airdrop to my edition collection. So that'll be on my manifold contract.
Cool.
So not only will they be included in the stubs, but then they also kind of get into my edition community. So yeah.
I love that. Okay, this is really I see, that's what I love. Like, it's like GDR, like the 2 pieces, and then it's tied to a bigger work of his with like a bunch of different physicals and whatnot, and you decided to have this little airdrop that comes. It's like, it's super cute, by the way. It's called Together, and I'm sharing it on the stream for those of you who are curious. And if you're not on YouTube, you can just pin at the top. It's in the thread. That is awesome. I mean, I'd love to hear a little more about just your work in general, because you've done work with some really big brands. If I'm not mistaken, you've got quite the Instagram presence as well, so people can see the work over there. But I just kind of wanted to give you some space to just talk more about like your work in general, as I'm kind of sharing it on the YouTube stream right now.
Sure, yeah, they can follow me on with hearts on Instagram. But yeah, I think I just got started just going out and taking photos with my iPhone. I was a designer before, so draw a lot of inspiration from like simplicity and minimalism. Mm-hmm. And then just started shooting every day and bringing my camera with me. And then slowly joined an agency, and we started doing some of the first brand campaigns through Instagram. Wow. So we did like the first digital campaign with Ford on Instagram. And then when Apple released the Shot on iPhone campaign, was part of that. So that one photo on the far right, the race photo, that was shot on iPhone and was displayed on billboards and magazines and a bunch of other cool stuff. So
yeah. Okay, you're crushing it. I think Mando just realized you have 500,000 followers on Instagram. I do. I'm
not on Instagram. Like, I'm not. My scammer is.
Your scammer is.
My scammer is. But look, I've known your pieces because you're like, you're actually quite, you're quite active on Twitter, and I've seen your editions before, and I've traveled around the area quite a bit, so I've always liked the photos of like the Pacific Northwest area. But do you have any favorite shots you've done over the years, like or maybe series of shots or themes?
Sick, bro.
Sure. I mean, there's many. What location? I could tell you what my favorite from any location. Like that one was shot in Oregon, the Painted Hills. If you remember in Oregon, yeah, it's a real place. Yeah, and the stuff's red, so it's a little enhanced with.
Wow. Where is that?
It's in Oregon, the middle of random place in Oregon. But yeah, you can travel there, and they have like this trail you can walk on. So I did a fun little open edition that with TGJO when he did his blue collabs.
I remember that.
That was pretty fun, yeah. And just been doing fun, just little stuff to grow the community. Did 2 free editions, 10K claims, and done a fun burn rewards to people to just get collections and grow the community. So just been slowly just grinding. So yeah, having fun.
I know. I have seen you grind on the timeline. I have 3 of your pieces, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a Blaze, I have Raise. So the Raise edition, that's the one you were talking about just now, right? It's this one.
Yeah, that was the shot on iPhone. And finally I was able to make it NFT after I think it was 5 years the contract was, and so I had rights to use it for anything. So
okay, that's interesting. Good to know. I mean, look, we don't know how the deals that happen behind the scenes.
Yeah, with Apple. Yeah, me and Tim Cook. No.
I was just hanging out with Tim Cook.
Yeah, Johnny Ive.
Super cool. By the way, the 150 stubs minted out again, like very, 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 very fast. So shout out to everybody that partook in this. And again, don't worry. There's 100 more tomorrow. Then there's another 100 more the day after, and the day after, and the day after. So 5 days a week, we're giving these away to get some artwork. This is super cool. I mean, dude, that's awesome. I love that you're that you're doing this with us. It's super cool. I guess like one last question for you is, it's like, what else you got going on, and in the space, like, what's kind of want to hear more about what your goals are after this one.
Sure. Yeah, I got some additions, and then just slowly growing my one-on-one collector base, and yeah, nice. Just having fun here for the long haul, not retiring or taking a break. I think building during the bear market's what's best. So yeah, I'm around. I'll always be around. So
I love these.
Been on Twitter since 2008, so we've been here a while. So
I like this photo a lot. I saw it before.
Yeah, that's a Palm Springs photo. Yeah.
No, awesome. I really liked it. I'm a sucker for photography. So this is like, it's just nice.
Yeah, maybe you could talk about what was it like monetizing your work before you came into NFTs? I know it hasn't been the biggest, gravy train of maybe over the last 12 months, but like how was it for a photographer like you before this, and then how is it after NFTs? Like how do you split your work?
Sure, yeah. So I make most of my income from commercial photography, so not being reliant on NFT sales has been really refreshing and less stressful than having to, try to be the new, cool, hyped, whatever, and maintain that. I think that's unrealistic for artists. So it's just been really fun, slowly building connections with, different CryptoPunks, different collectors, like, yeah, it's just been a slow process. So I think just go in it, just share your art, and be consistent, and you never know, what will happen and who will see your work and connect with it. So
this is super cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's called Golden. Yeah, that's a sick photo.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous shot. I'm going to ask you, I guess, one last question, but quickly, just so people know, rug.fm/rewards. If you're a Rug Radio holder, any NFT, you can opt into our rewards program. So Rektburger is also the code to get your free rug token for today for the listen to earn. So we do this every morning. The same code. First you do stubs, because that is limited. The other one is not as limited. So you run, you get your stub, and then you run back to rug.fm/rewards, and you get your rug token for listening to the show, and it adds up a lot. I mean, look, this is really cool. I'm glad I go back to this picture a lot. It's really cool. I saw quickly, like, VVD was your one-on-one holder, Defiance, and you've done a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I personally, of course, I'm familiar with your work because I've seen her. Well, it's sick. Seen her on a lot. As a matter of fact, I had seen you on Instagram way before, like way back then when I was doing my IG shit, and obviously I already knew your work when you kind of came in.
Was it called The Simple Life, or what was the
Good Life.
Instagram? Good Life. Yeah.
So
You're crushing it, man. Yeah, totally.
We were, yeah, it's great. I mean, I haven't been in that game for like three years, right? 3 years now.
Yeah, since I think pandemic shut everyone down, and we're like, okay, what do we do now? And let's go hang out in the clubhouse.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been great. But I guess one last question, then I'll get to the GQ fam who have joined us on stage on Twitter Spaces. But what is the craziest thing you've done for a shot? Because I see you go, of course, like to a lot of different locations, like landscapes, right? Your landscape photographer, it seems like. Wow, this is sick. What is like the craziest place you've been to? Like, what's the most insane thing you've had to do for a shot?
I mean, there's been crazy moments, like the airdrop that we're gonna do. That was like in Mount Tam, and it was above the clouds during a sunset, and just watching the clouds kind of wave through during a sunset was unreal. But like the craziest, I think, job/experience that I had doing photography was me and Swopes. I don't know if you know who Swopes is. She's an amazing photographer. We did a job together for Dos Equis, who's like the man, and we got to fly into New York, got picked up in like this classic car, and then took a helicopter to meet the Dos Equis guy on his yacht.
No!
It's like, yeah, it was just like the craziest experience of my life.
The most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So just fun experiences like that have been really cool over the years. So
oh man, that's right. For those of you who didn't get that, it's this guy. Hold on. This guy. This is the guy. The most interesting man in the world. The macro daddy.
Yeah.
This is cool. I mean, with Hearts, dude.
Thanks so much.
Blast. I'm so happy you also joined on video. I know it's super early for you. I mean, I guess we'll see you Friday, right? I think it's fun when the artist comes back when we open the burn.
Yeah.
So the burn usually opens around like I think 11:30 a.m. on the Fridays, and it's no rush because you have like a whole like more than 48 hours usually to do the burn. So if I understood this right at the beginning, but I want to get confirmation from you. So 3 stubs is going to equal 1 Rektburger edition. Is that what it is?
Yep, and it's an edition of 100, and then everyone that mints that out gets airdropped also. So
okay,
2
sick.
photos, edition of 100, 3 stubs.
So the first
each.
100. Cool. So first 100 people who claim it, so that will require 300 stubs. That I did the math right? Mando, not quantitative, but still can do 3 times 100. I'm just playing. But this is the piece. I love this. I think this is so fun. And of course, there's the airdrop that will come with it. And here you go. So if you want to get stubs on secondary, of course, Rug Radio stubs, this is where you find them. You can get the previous artwork. It's not listed from this one. I think it's very little from GDRs. There's only 1 up there. So you'd love to see that. I appreciate you all for claiming the GDR piece, which was super fun. And now we're really glad to bring With Hearts to your screens and to your wallets soon. So With Hearts, thank you for coming, bro. I appreciate you, King.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Have a great one. Ciao. All right. Well, this is fun. It is another packed show. Mando, these shows are becoming packed. I'm here like just navigating bills to With Hearts to the Nakamigos and then to their friends at GQ, right? This is super cool to be able to collaborate with GQ magazine, of course. Like, this was like the magazine I used to read growing up. So I thought it was pretty fun when Hana was like, GQ wants to do a collab. There's this party in New York. They want to give free NFTs on your show. They want to bring him there. So I was like, hell yeah. Just make sure I get the invite, right? And then no,
I'm not invited.
you are invited. You are.
Oh, yeah, now I am. Yeah.
Oh, you already were. Listen, Joel Pavelski is on stage with us right now. Okay.
What's up, guys? This is Joel from GQ. How's it going?
Can you confirm that Mando's invited to your party?
Can you confirm who he is?
On the list.
Can you confirm that you know who Mando is?
You're gonna have to give me a last name, social security number. I'm gonna need to see.
Seed phrase. It's that dude, that crazy guy that sold 72 apes into Machi's bids a month ago. So you want him at that party? Trust me. I was kidding. But
don't dress well. So
I mean, Joe, we're glad to have you on here. There's going to be 2 people, lucky people, and be able to win 2 GQ NFTs today on the show, and you're going to be able to come to the party in New York as well, where it'll be super fun. To win this, we're going to make it super simple. You have to retweet the Twitter space. So at the bottom right, there's a purple box, right? You see the purple like little thingy. I pinned it at the top again in case you couldn't find it because we pinned a few things by now, and it's going to pop up. So at the bottom right, there's the Twitter spaces, and if you retweet this, we're going to run a Twitter picker, and we're going to pick 2 winners on the show right now that are listening live. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're here because we're going to pick them in a few minutes. So make sure you retweet the space. It's pinned at the top. Nothing else. No quote tweet, no comment. Just retweet the space. And of course, make sure that you're following at GQ3_IO and at Rug Radio. You know what? Joel, may as well get a little following from that. So I'll run it through a Twitter picker after.
We appreciate it.
That you have to follow GQ and Rug Radio. But quick, Joel, so we actually mentioned GQ's foray into Web3 when you first came up with your project. It was one of the titles of the show. We mentioned you came in. And of course, I've gotten the chance to talk with you guys over there at Condé Nast and GQ since. So it's pretty cool. Do you want to talk quickly about what GQ3 is and kind of like what you guys have been up to?
Totally. I'm Joel, by the way, if your listeners don't know me yet. I'm Joel from GQ. I'm our global director of content strategy. I just manage our awesome writers and editors in the US and connect the dots between everything we do in new platforms like Discord with what we do on the website, in the print magazine, all over video and social, all that good stuff. GQ3 is sort of the umbrella term for everything that GQ is doing in the Web3 space. It's our community building efforts on Discord. It's our project, which we launched that you mentioned a couple of weeks ago. It's called GQ Issue 1, the Change is Good collection. We collaborated with 4 amazing artists to sort of respond to one of GQ's mottos, which is that change is good, that we're leaving the past behind and forging boldly into the future, and that means experimenting with some of the things that Web3 can enable for us and our audience and bring us together in new ways. So as a part of that, like you mentioned, we minted over 1,000 GQ3 tokens, got about 700 or more new members of our holders community that are hanging out in the Discord that we've been working with to get them things like the GQ magazine subscription that comes with their token, the merch that we're shipping out to them, the GQ box, the spring one that just launched that comes with a lot of stuff. And we're really excited about this party that we're throwing, our first IRL event in New York City. It's coming up so soon. It's next Thursday on the 13th. Oh my God.
It's coming so fast. You're right.
It's crazy. But yes, we are so excited to meet you guys. We're excited to meet members of our GQ3 community. This is the first time we're bringing together our Web3 community and the GQ broader community. It's going to be GQ writers, editors, people who have worked on this project, some of our celebrity friends, an incredible DJ, and we're inviting our token holders to come join us in the space. We're inviting our artists to come there. It's at this awesome downtown, sort of like fashion favorite hotspot that you might know. The location is being kept a secret, but if you have a GQ3 token or if you get one in the giveaway that we're giving now, we're going to drop you the secret location so you know where to head next Thursday. And we're excited to see everybody there. Yeah.
That is fun. Now, I really want to know where it is now.
I just went and visited a couple of days ago, and I'm like getting more and more excited about it every single day. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff to highlight our artists' work there, to make sure that people from the Web3 community can interact with people from GQ. It's going to be awesome.
That is really cool. No, it's fun to see, different brands make their way over to Web3 while some brands are actually backpedaling. And I love seeing like some of the big brands, like media brands, of course, media is what we do here, enter the space and just like kind of like really have fun with it and mix the two of them, right? I like the fact that you said like there's gonna be both the GQ and like GQ3 crowd at that party. So this is cool. So tell me just quickly, like before I run the giveaway and all that good stuff, like tell me a little more about GQ3 and what your plans are beyond this event. I mean, of course, like this is great. It's awesome. I saw you did some collaborations with Chuck Anderson, No Pattern and Rio and I think two other artists, if I'm not mistaken. And
Surwa and Kelsey Nisiolek. Yeah,
Surwa Tafua, and then Kelsey Nisiolek. So it's really cool, and you guys got your NFTs out. So what else? What are you guys planning to do with this?
Yeah, well, I mean, GQ is intentionally moving into this space because we've heard from our audience for a long time that they want opportunities to get closer to GQ, and we think that like Web3 technology offers people that opportunity. So we started, with our Metaverse issue last summer with Bad Bunny on the cover, where we sort of came at it from a journalistic lens, assigning our writers and editors to talk about, there was a big piece on Bored Apes. There was sort of bringing our audience who wasn't Web3 savvy along with sort of like NFT explainers and things like that. Then we sort of we've been moving slowly and intentionally into the other spaces. So we started with building community in the Discord, trying to get exclusives that you wouldn't see elsewhere, conversations started with people who are interested in sort of getting more behind the scenes stuff from GQ. And then this drop of our NFTs was just sort of the next step. And there's tons more in the future. This isn't going to be the last live event that we're going to do. We are thinking about how to use the fact that we now have authenticated holders, people that care about GQ, people that are real active members of our community, which shout out, I see some of them here today on this call. So shout out to members of the GQ3 community. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining. But they are going to be integrated into the GQ universe in pretty much every way we can figure out in the future. When we're talking about merch plans, when we're talking about limited edition GQ boxes, when we're talking about the next live events, we're thinking about this community and sort of the fact that they are the most bought in, most engaged, most important in some ways, members of our audience. We're going to find ways to give them exclusives, extras, access that nobody else has.
Yeah.
Just to build on that really quick. Hi, I'm Kevin, GM everyone.
What's up, Kevin?
What's up? Great to have great to be on the show. I really appreciate it. But just to build on that a little bit, my name is Kevin. I work with Joel on the GQ team. What people don't really understand about or GQ or realize right away is that GQ is a global brand, a global network, and there's GQ Italia, there's British GQ, it's all over the world. And what we're really trying to establish with this drop and with this collection and this ecosystem we're creating is a global network of really like-minded, positive, ambitious.
Oh no.
Oh no, we lost him.
We lost you, Kevin.
He went into
really amazing
the
GQ
metaverse.
events.
Oh, you're back. Sorry, Kevin. We lost you for like 30 seconds, I would say.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll go back. Just in the, GQ is a global brand. We're establishing a community across the world with events, starting with NFT NYC, but there's going to be events all over, and really want everyone to think about all of the cool stuff that GQ puts on, all the cool events, because there will be access to that down the line. But obviously, we have the giveaway here with you. We're super excited to do that with the Rug Radio community. There's a few pieces floating around on OpenSea. If you want to secure your space on the community or in the party, you can do that on OpenSea right now. And we're just super excited to throw this party and meet everyone.
I like that. No, I was actually, so you guys can't see it, but on the stream earlier, I was going through your collection. I was showing your collection. I also found the website for the Metaverse issue. So I was showing the different pieces that you wrote. It's on the main GQ website. But for anyone who's curious, just literally just Google GQ Metaverse issue and you'll find it. And it's of course on GQ.com. And there's quite a few articles already on the Metaverse. I think we need a piece on OSF Bando Night. I think we need a, I think the boys want to make it to GQ,
Yeah. You will not be surprised to hear that that's the most common thing that we see in our mentions is people being like, hey, get us on the cover. Or like a photo of like somebody looking fly and being like, this belongs on the cover of GQ, you got to drop into our Discord and drop a photo of your fit today and fit check. We're going to
let's go
figure out. Yeah. So like one of the other things we've been talking about doing is like, we've got incredible, like people who really care about fashion, people who are in the fashion industry, everywhere from like pro to amateur designers and stylists and photographers and all kinds of like different, very creative people as a part of this community. One of the things we're talking about is like, how do we, contest conversations? How do we like feature those people's work in the GQ ecosystem? Are there ways for our community to help surface creatives that they love that we could be working with? All of those kinds of things are like on the table, things that we've discussed and things we're trying to figure out for the future too.
No, it's super. Of course, the beautiful thing about this space is like it's good to have a North Star and a roadmap of how you want to get to somewhere, but like you can add so many things and adapt and change. And I think that that's like the power of like this technology, right? It's like through access and the token that you actually own that can just give you so much, and you guys can add things as you go and you figure it out. And as GQ gets more and more involved, like in Web3 and NFTs, right? So it's definitely super cool, and I love that. So I think we should pick the winners. I mean, in order to enter the Twitter picker, all you had to do was retweet the Twitter spaces that was pinned at the top. So we got over 100 retweets, which is super cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm sharing on the screen for everybody, so everybody knows this is legit. So I copy pasted this link, and I'm putting winner count 2 winners, right, Joel, that we're picking today.
Yes, sir.
Must follow GQ3_IO. Let me make sure that this is the right, it's the right username, right? GQ3_IO.
You got it.
Yep, this is the right username. And then Rug Radio, of course. And then continue, load tweet. There you go. The tweet is now loaded into this picker, and I continue. I love Twitter picker, by the way. 118 entries loaded. Look at that. And let's continue to see. Wait, what happened? Okay, let's begin the draw. Oh! A Nakamigo won. Look at that. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. They're winning everywhere today. Are you winning, son? So the 2 winners of the GQ3 NFTs are Coach Donuts, so at Danny Lover, and Gvon NFTs. Gvon, you won the 2 each, so 1 each. You won a GQ3 NFT. So let me put winners of the GQ3 NFT, and I'm tweeting it out at the moment. So you won.
That's so exciting. Welcome.
Hell yeah. Congratulations. I mean, if you're in the audience, feel free to request to speak, but if not, it's totally fine. I put the tweet out with the winners, so you guys can see it right there. Of course, make sure that there's no scam. Don't get scammed. Don't get all this stuff. Be careful. I will reach out or the GQ team directly, and we'll handle that with y'all. Don't worry. So those are the two winners today. So it's Danny Lover and NFT Gvon, who's you gotta love it. You gotta love that it's the Nakamigo that won. It's so fucking poetic. Welcome, I guess, to the GQ3 community. I mean, Joel, any last words here before we take off?
No, man, your energy is infectious. I've just got like a big grin on my face. That was amazing. I'm taking notes on how to do that as quickly and seamlessly as you just did. Thank you so much for having us. We're thrilled to be here. Thank you for your support and bringing us on. We'll see you guys at the GQ party next week. Excited to meet you guys in person, and thanks again.
Let's go. I guess we'll see y'all next Thursday. You said, yeah, next Thursday. So it's super cool. Kevin, shout out to GQ3 and GQ, everything y'all do in the space. Excited to be doing more with y'all, and definitely excited to meet you all next week at the party.
Thanks, guys.
And definitely, I mean, look, Mando's looking good. He's running every day. Maybe he'll make men's the actual GQ's cover at some point. He's back. Mando, you're looking good, dude. You're running marathons every day. I mean, sheesh. Definitely, you're gonna speed your way to the cover of a magazine like GQ. So that's definitely for sure. But anyways. All right. Well,
OSF just leave for the whole show and then turn up at the end. Is that what happened?
Pardon?
I've been here the whole time.
OSF went in and out like quick. He smashed a meeting. He went in and out. You absolutely love to see that. This is awesome. So anyways, all right. Well, that wraps up a great episode of GM Web3 on Rug Radio. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all have an incredible day. Just a reminder, Rug Radio Town Hall is now on Mondays, right? We moved it from the Friday, so it's going to be today. Today's the first Monday Town Hall. Dude, I actually messed up. I wasn't used to it being Mondays because we've been hosting it on Friday since we launched Rug Radio. So I woke up and was like, oh shit, it's today. So I have to go and remind people in our Discord. So I'll be uploading it later. And of course, again, so I have 3 spaces today. We also have the night show at 8 p.m. So it's going to be a busy day.
It's just me and you tomorrow, OSF is gallivanting for the next.
Is it only me? Isn't it me and you all the time? Wait, where are you flying to?
I'm flying to Florida.
Nice.
Orlando, yeah.
I'm not jealous at all. Wow,
you're going to Orlando, so you're gonna go to Disney World.
I think it's on the cards. Yeah, I don't know the full.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, enjoy. That'll be fun. We'll have the vertical crypto art peeps actually tomorrow and Proof of People because we're doing the event with them, and we're going to be at their event in New York. So I'm excited for them to come on the show tomorrow. It would have been good if you were there because you did something with them in Dubai, but don't worry, we'll speak highly of you. Anyways, y'all, with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of Gem Web3 on Rug Radio. Let's go.
And it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM. On this beautiful day, good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Sep, and Mando. Tune in live at 10:30, and it's all on Rug Radio. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM, Rug Radio.